Wow, I hope you can see me. We are definitely losing the light right now. So it's a good thing for me. I want to test the low lux capabilities of this cool camcorder. So looking at the viewfinder, it looks like it's okay. Right now we have got 10 minutes to 8 o'clock in the evening. And we're going to be using this little knife here. What I was thinking of doing was giving it some choppy chops along here, just to sort of make it easier for the fire to catch once all of that is going, okay? Because, yeah, in fairness, it's relatively dry, but on the outside it's quite damp because the bark's been removed and it's still, you can probably tell by the dark spots. So we're going to give ourselves the best chance for it to absolutely work best. Now we're going to be using this. Some of my older viewers would recognise this. Had this for a long time. It's an awesome bit of kit. It's the A1 knife by Folkniven. Excellent. These apparently are issued to, I think it's the Air Force out in Sweden. Okay, so if you haven't seen this before, you're in for a bit of a treat. There we go. Yes, and I do keep it clean. I do look after her. I've had it for ages, and yeah, I'm not going to insult you, but it is razor sharp. Okay, so we're going to put the sheath down there, and also because we're going to be doing some chopping, I always endorse that people use a hand lanyard. So all I've done here is just a piece of paracord, knotted it on the end, but I've made it to the right length so I can literally go around my hand like this. The reason being, if I'm chopping and it slips, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so it's a very safe way of actually using a knife, especially for this sort of exercise which we're going to be doing right now. Wow, it's biting in really nice, and yes, it does make a bit of sound, but honestly, no one's around here, so it's all good. So the easiest way to do this is if you hold it near the end, okay, and you just let it swing, and the weight of the blade, because you can tell there's a bit of a belly on there. Yes, this isn't the ideal tool, but this is a proper survival knife, and you can absolutely use it for this sort of activity. And don't be fooled, it is a big, thick, sturdy blade. It is no Mora, okay? So you can use the weight to just chop into this pole which we've done. So like I say, it's going to be a lot easier for that fire to catch once we've had some loose bits taken off. Also, when you're doing this, make sure that when you're standing, it can go behind the side of you, okay? You don't want to be doing it like this, because if it does slip and go down, big problems, especially with femoral arteries. It's already roughing up rather nicely, which is exactly what we want. They haven't got to go crazy. It's just something I thought I'd do just to improve the firelighting process. Once it's going, then this should make it that much easier for this to actually catch fire. Nice. So here is the Fire Dragon, which we talked about earlier. I think I've got 4 in here. Oh, sorry, 3. So yes, I think we can use all of them. one in the middle and a bit further on from the middle, and I think we should be good. You won't believe how good this stuff is, by the way. Here it is. Here is the stuff. It's just like a waxy, alcohol soaked block inside there. And once this gets going, the primary function which I like about this is when it's lit, it just drips down, it exudes, and whatever it touches catches fire. And I'm hoping what I could do is show you some close-ups of how good this stuff actually is. So that's what it looks like inside. Whew, it smells really alcohol-y, which is a good sign. So we want one in the middle, which we're literally just going to plop there like that. We'll open up the other two. I think we can have one. I think there would be good. Let's put that to one side. Yeah, it'd be good to feel my hands because it's bloody freezing out there. So let me see, we put the other one, I reckon, right about there. And we got a piece of wood, that would be good to go on there. I think to make it easier, I'm going to put a piece of wood on top of each one there. That's that pine log that we split up earlier. So we have our windproof lighter, nothing fancy, just a £5 one. You see how easy this stuff is. Bosh, nice and simple. So as you can tell, it is really, really easy, okay? I've actually tested this in saturated wood, and you won't believe it. It's awesome, it looks pretty cool as well. So hopefully we're gonna have some spreadage, as it were, and we're gonna get the bad boy, which I just chipped, and we're gonna place it on top and pray that it doesn't snuff it all out. So we need to get this quite established before we do such a thing like that. So here was what I was talking about earlier. If you can look right down in there, it's literally lit there, and it's just dripped and caught everything underneath it on fire. And so much so with all of the other mini fires that we've done as well. It's excellent. And if you're a bit of a fan like myself on upside down fires, this sort of thing is perfect. You just sit it on the top, and as it drips down, it just catches everything underneath it. And already that's good, that's starting to spread there, which is what we was hoping for. And the others are going to follow on suit too. Wow, doesn't that look nice? Almost the entrance to hell itself. Now I want you guys to pray for me right now, because we don't want this going pear-shaped. So if I've done this right, we should be good. Wow, I think that looks good to me. I'm glad I put those split bits of wood on the ends. I'm going to make sure it's nice and stable now, because we don't want that rolling off. I think we're good. Happy days. Now we wait for it to catch. Oh yeah, that looks good from back here. Whew. So yeah, there's no need to be cold in the great outdoors. OMG, that's so good, like you wouldn't believe. Oh, the warmth already from that's insane. Let me see what the temperature is. Well, we're down to 7.8 degrees, and it'd be interesting. You know, I'm glad I brought this along, this thermometer. So I'm going to sit it in this immediate vicinity, so we get an idea of how warm. I'm just going to put it there because it's right near where I'm sitting. It's a pretty much true reflection just down there, and it looks like we got success. That's bloody fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this properly catch that top log, and to ensure that the bottom two logs are literally well up. Once that's happened, the little pieces of split pine which I've done earlier, I'm going to take that out, so it's literally going to be sitting in like a pyramid, all touching each other. And hopefully, we shouldn't have to do too much about it. The weird thing is the wind direction keeps changing. Predominantly it's going that way, but as you can tell now, it's blowing towards me. Crazy. That's just insane, the amount of heat that is kicking off. It's bonkers. Already it's nearly, look at that, it's going up to 10 degrees now already. And that's within 2 minutes maybe. Absolutely insane. So it does look like we're on to a winner, but like I say, the only problem is because most regions here in Wales, it's softwoods. So as you probably know, softwood burns a lot faster than it would if it was hardwood. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I'm expecting this to sort of burn in half, and I'm just going to pile it all up together. This is just to get it all started, really, to make sure there's a good bit of embers in there and it's nice and hot. So we can keep warm, because the temperature is dropping. I don't know if you can tell by my breath, but in there already, I'm watching it now, it's insane. In fact, I'm going to get the camera on this because it's going up every second. Now check this out. Like I said, when I lit that fire, it was just over 7 degrees C. It was dropping and getting cold, but we're watching it now in real time. And as you can tell, it's just climbing and climbing and climbing. That's nuts. So yeah, absolutely, you know, when the weather gets really cold, I mean, it's not going to be cold tonight. It's going to be probably -2, something like that at worst. But you know, if you was to sort of sleep out here with a sleeping bag without a fire, you'd definitely notice a difference. So yes, it's definitely going to be warming up that area. And like, I mean, as we're talking, it's just climbing. So, you know what I mean, that was 7 degrees, and it was literally a few moments ago. And look how much the temperature is inside that area. It's fantastic. So yeah, I'm glad that seems to be working all right. Now, like I said, I do want to let all 3 logs properly catch before I decide to remove those split pieces of pine at the end of these logs. So we should be able to just leave it then. Wow, I'm looking at this thermometer here, and I'm not joking, it says 34.6 degrees centigrade. So yes, it's pleasantly warm, as you can imagine. And I've got my little Olight lantern on up there. Just looks beautiful. And there's no risk of any liquid just dripping or whatever it is. So it's always good to have that, because I'll tell you one thing, the amount of times I've taken lanterns and the hurricane lamps out into the woods, and there's always been that strong smell of paraffin, just drips or leaks somewhere. So without having to worry about that. Oh, can you hear the owls? The owls have just come out. How cool is that? So yes, we're comfortably warm and comfortable, as you could probably imagine. And the time right now, we're looking at just coming up to 9:15 in the evening. And to be fair, I'm not really that hungry yet. So I don't think there's any point of eating just yet for the sake of it. So I'm going to wait till I'm a bit more hungrier, if that's a word, and have something to eat. So yeah, as you can probably realise, you know, putting a mess tin on top of that is not going to work, which is why I wanted to bring that Coleman stove. I haven't used it for a long time. I used to use it a lot, and I'm really looking forward just to getting it out and getting it working again, you know, because you know, it's all well and good having this kit and equipment, but you do need to check it now and again. And it's been long overdue since I've given it a proper field test. And yeah, we're going to be getting out probably within the next hour or so, and cooking up some of those MREs, which I got from the Prepper Shop UK. And hopefully we're not going to be hungry, we're going to be warm, we're going to be comfortable. And then once all that's out of the way, then I'm really looking forward to having a pipe and a few drinky poos with you guys out there. But yeah, I'll tell you what, I wish he was here, you know, we could just sit around here chatting and whatnot and putting the worlds to rights, as most of us do when we're in these situations. And yeah, seriously is good. And you know, to hear the stream in the background, I don't know if you can hear it from this microphone. The stars are just starting to come out up in the clearing above. And we've got the owls making an appearance over there, which is, it's beautiful. You know, all we need is the moon to come up, and that would be the cherry on the cake, as it were. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed. It went really well. There was no hiccups. It was pretty straightforward, really. It's the same old thing, and we always talk about it when it comes to fire lighting. Preparation is everything. Okay, the more preparation you do, the greater your chance of success, and that looks pretty successful to me. It's a lot different. I've got the light on the camera there, which seems to be working pretty good. Currently it's at its medium setting. I'll put it on full whack and it's well too bright. And I'll knock it down one and it's a little bit dim, so it looks like a sort of Goldilocks level at the moment in the middle. And yeah, it's nice to just sit down and proper relax. You know, it's absolutely awesome. And once again, I'm glad you guys are here with me too. You know, it's brilliant. So here we are by the lovely, lovely, lovely fire. And here is our little friend here. So let's get this set up, and yeah, I think we're having beef burrito style filling with rice. So let's see what the British Army are eating right now, shall we? So here's our little friend. Like I said in previous videos, if you're using something like this, always transport it and store it unpressurized. So we've got the fuel in there, we need to pressurize it. It's quite simple. We just take that out there and we just pump it. There we are, primed, we're all good. So let's turn her around so we can operate it. Let's try and keep it level because that's important. And we need to get her going. So we just get our lighter ready. It is going to flame up, this is normal. Well, that's a bit of a concern. It's failed. I don't understand it, I really don't. It's empty, there's no pressure in there, there's fuel in there. I've pumped it and pumped it, it's really, really hard, but I put as much pressure as I could in there, turned it, locked it, and look, there is nothing coming through. I'm not really sure entirely what it is, so we're going to have to improvise, and that's just how it is. So, how about that? Things don't always go to plan, but look at that. Where there's a will, there's a way. All I have to do is make sure that the woolly hat I've got on my head, that's absolutely going on that handle right there, because that's a big problem, all right? So we should be fine. We're gonna wait for that to come to the boil. It shouldn't take too long because that part of the log, it is looking perfect for that. So yeah, wow. Check your Coleman stoves, people. That's the lesson we learnt this evening. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that this sort of stuff happens because it does make you think, you know, you really do need to be on the ball. And yeah, maybe it's my own fault, I should have checked it before I come out, but to be fair, it's never let me down. I've got no idea why that little stove just would not pressurize, and it just would not work. Bonkers. But there you have it. That's why we're here to learn. Well, here's our dinner. What a palaver that was. Right, so what I tend to do usually is use a wool hat or anything really, a pair of socks, because it's scalding hot. And I just squeeze it down so it's pretty much a shape like that. So once that's done, I'm just going to hold it in my hat. Stop my hands getting burnt because it is metal and it is hot. Whoops. And we get our knife, because you should always carry a knife. And we're just going to open her up like that. Ooh, it's a bit warm. Right, put the knife down there out of the way, something safe. Yeah, that's piping hot food. And our trusty spoon too. Should always have a nice spoon. Oh! Let's see what this burrito stuff's like, shall we? Mmm. Wow. No joke. If you guys like your chili con carne with a real peppery taste. Oh, dude. Mmm. This stuff's seriously good. Wow. How do they make it so good? I'm not joking. I don't think you can get anything tasting like this in a tin in the supermarket. This is seriously good stuff. Oh yeah, this is impressive. Mmm. Yeah, this is going to keep me going for a while. I did think about putting some of that hot sauce in there, but to be fair, this is pretty hot enough as it is. Oh my days, this is good. Yeah, we got a bit of a smoke kick up there because we had to rearrange the logs a bit. All sorts of stuff was going on, but there's more than enough heat and fuel there. So with the breeze blowing all the smoke that way, we should be good. Mmm. So, oh wow, I'm not joking, stuff's really good. I'm going to tuck into this and then I think I'll have a beer because it's been one of them last half hours, should we say. It's that time. Yes, sir. I've been looking forward to this like you would not believe. And we're trying some of this. And now I went to see a good friend of mine who is in the Paras. He's based over in Aberystwyth. Steve, if you're watching, mate, I popped into that little tobacco shop in town. Oh, now I must admit I was at a complete loss of what tobacco to get. So they just said, well, this one's our most popular one. And when I smelled it, I thought, wow, that's nice. It really is nice. It's really like rich and it's got a lot of cherry smell and flavour to it. So here is the pipe. Look at that. It's awesome. I think I got this on eBay. I think it was £10 or £11 and it had been reconditioned. So I give it a clean anyway. And it's pretty good at that tobacco shop. They've done some cool pipe cleaners. So it was pretty straightforward really. And then watching a few videos, if I can find the link to the video which I saw, I think it's an American guy, really knowledgeable stuff about, you know, I just didn't have a clue about where to start with smoking a pipe. And his video was just what I needed. So if I can find that, if I remember, I'm going to stick it below this video. So if any of you guys wanting to try that sort of thing, it's well worth a watch. And I also ended up getting one of these, and it's all geared up to help deal with your pipe, as it were. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this little light up. This O-light thing is brilliant, by the way. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. So I can see tickety boo. It's probably a bit bright for you guys, but not to worry. So I'll tell you what, this is already drying out. I've had this for a while now, but you can tell it's not as moist as it was when I got it. So from what I remember watching that video, you literally just put it in all the way to the top. And this really is a cool little tool actually. It's got a little an L shaped to it, and you can use that to push it down. Yeah, I should imagine there's people out there laughing saying use your fingers or whatever, but you know, there's a tool for it and it's pretty good, so I'm rolling with that. So I'm trying to remember in what order the guy said. You fill it up to the top and you press it down, but I don't think it was very strong. Then the next light you put on, you fill it up to the top, and you push it down sort of medium, if that makes sense. So that is what I remember, what I saw in this guy's video. So we're pushing it down there, and then the next final third, which we put in there, we push it down quite firmly. So I'm guessing it's just to establish a good coal bed, as it were. So yeah, we're pushing it down in there, and hey presto, we got our little pipey poos. So I'm going to close that up before that gets knocked over. What a disaster that would be. Yep, it's drawing good. And I mustn't forget to put that tool in there, because I don't want that getting lost out here. So there we are. You can see in there. Oh, let me see if I can do the close-up better. So there we have it. It's a proper nice briar pipe. It's awesome. I'm not sure if them lines are coming out on the video, but I think it's because I turned that little lantern up. It's doing all sorts on my screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn that down a bit. There you go. So I can find the lighter and go for it, as it were. So that fire, oh man, it's so lovely and cozy, you wouldn't believe it. Now it's going to be tricky because there's a breeze, so I'm going to have to try and get this right by shielding the wind. Ooh, fruity. Wow, who would have thought it, eh? Having a pipe by a long fire under a basher with a full moon. And I'll be honest, I didn't know there was a full moon, but it's straight up through there. If I can get the camera set up, I'll try and zoom in and show you guys what I'm seeing. It's pretty mad. And in fact, earlier on we did have a bit of smoke, and something I've never seen before was the rays of the moon coming through the smoke. Pretty mad. I wish I got it on film now. I've only ever seen that with the sun. So yeah, pretty bonkers. Yeah, bloody hell. Don't inhale any of it. Oh, blimey. I bet some of you pipe guys are probably wetting your pants watching that. I say, jolly good. Yeah, it sure does taste good. Got a lot to learn. It's pretty damn good. So now it's time for a drink, and we're going with Captain Hobgoblin on this beautiful moon-clad evening out here. Oh man, that fire is just so, can you hear it crackling away? It's beautiful. Now that's pretty good. Now I've got to try and put that somewhere. I'll have to try and hold it in my mouth while I open this. Here it goes. Success. Cheers everybody. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're enjoying a bit of chill time. Colonel Funky in the woods, I say. Cheers everybody. pucker. Yeah, let the shenanigans commence. I just hope that beer don't fall over. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Well, it's definitely a learning curve, and yeah, do not inhale. Sometimes when I puff one of those big cigars, I'll call it the opener when it's first lit, and you can get away with it a few times. But with these, nah, if you want to cough your little ring up, you could, but it's lovely. Ah, it sure is lovely. Tell you what, when this pipe's done, I'm going to show you guys that moon up there. Oh, it's beautiful. Excuse me. And burritos making a comeback. Yeah, this is really sweet, you know. Man, I've missed this so much. As some of you guys may remember, a long, long time ago, I used to do this sort of thing about once a month. But as a lot of you parents will understand, you know, when kids come along, that seems to melt away somewhat. So it's a bit of a thing for me at the moment to come out here and do this. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I wish I could do it more often, but it is what it is. I say, that's rather splendid, you know. It's nice. Although part of me is missing a cigar right now, you know. But it's one of them things, if you don't try it, you will never know. So it's worth trying. Oh man, if you like cherry, that stuff is awesome. If I can find the email from the shop, I'll put it in the description of what tobacco this is. If I can find it. Trust me, I'll have to sift through literally hundreds of emails. So apologies if the link or information isn't there, but yeah, I'll try. Doesn't seem to go for very long, does it? Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. I say. Yeah, I must admit it's something completely different. I don't know if you can see it from there, but yeah, that little Olight lantern, I've got it on its lowest setting, and yeah, I turned it up earlier to full white. Where's like daytime, that thing? It was brilliant. I'll tell you what, another thing which is a bonus with that little lantern up there is I like to use it to charge up the microphones, which I'm using here, and yeah, absolutely worked like a charm. It's a really good bit of kit actually, quite impressed with that so far. How many times have you got to keep lighting a pipe? Yeah, don't inhale it. Oh, that's a good lesson learned there. Now I'm going to have to take care of that fire, because I don't know what it is, but it's sort of it's banana-ing, if you know what I mean, on all three pieces. So the heat right in the middle is getting further and further away. So they either need to be all turned round till they're all touching, which is going to be a chore, or I'll just try and jump on the middle piece to break it up and push it all in and just get some oxygen in there and then rear that up. But at the moment, it's a very, very tiny fire on one end and the rest of it is just glowing coals and a lot of smoke. So I do need to tend to that in a minute. Then I can finally have some rest. Honestly, that fire, yeah, it's good. It started off good, but yeah, if it's one of them things, if you just leave it, it will just peter out. So you do have to be aware of these things. Really? God. I think, if I'm being honest, give me a cigar any day. These are okay, but bloody hell. Where's that beer? Yes, sir. That goes quite well, I think, with that cherry. That's not bad, actually. Hobgoblin and cherry tobacco. So far, really, it tastes pretty good. I'll be honest. I know, I could sit here giggling and laughing for ages, but I'm quite conscious of the fact if I talk too long, this thing keeps going out. It's a pain in the backside. Yeah, So I'm not sure about pipes, you know. They're okay, but do you know what was one of my processes behind the decision to get one of these? I'm talking further way down the line if the SHTF happens. Having something like this, you can pretty much put any leaves in there. Now, before I know some of you guys are going to be saying the green stuff. I'll get it, all right? But a friend of mine down south, he actually smokes raspberry leaves because of the price of tobacco, etc. And he says they're pretty good. So yeah, it got me thinking, do you know what? There's probably quite a few things you could smoke in a pipe should the situation arise where getting hold of tobacco is extremely expensive or almost impossible. So having something like this, if you fancy the smoke of something, it's definitely worth considering getting one. Even if you don't smoke, having something like this, it'd be a great trade or barter item moving along down the line, because a lot of people do enjoy smoke, and if they haven't got something like this, they didn't have the foresight to get one of these, they would absolutely do all sorts to get one, especially if you can back it up with tobacco too. Interesting. Furthermore, storage of tobacco. Now, I think some of them ones in the tins, maybe some of them gets compressed and they can store for a long time. I don't know. Maybe they need to be undone from just open, from brand new. Vacuum sealed with oxygen absorbers. How long will tobacco store for? Vacuum sealed. Maybe they need to be frozen, chilled, whatever. If you know or have any hints and tips and information, stick it in the comments, or if you want to give me an in-depth analysis on that, send me an email. The email address is below this video. And yeah, we'll endeavour to share it because it's something I've not really come across on YouTube, so it makes you think, doesn't it? Hey, can you hear the Mr. Owl? There's the moon up there. Wow, it sure is pretty epic. I don't know if you can see the rays. I'm trying to capture it, but it looks pretty mad from down here. There's our fire just doing its thing there. Yeah, let's see if I can zoom in. It'll be difficult. Well, I'll give it a go. That's it. I've done it. Wow, we are looking at the moon live. Wow, wouldn't it be weird if we saw some weird UFO stuff? My God, I can't believe. With my own eyes, it's just a blurry white blob. But looking at this screen, I don't know what that is to the left of it. It's really brightly lit, isn't it? That's strange. Hey, how bizarre. Yeah, this is really, really surprised me seeing this on my camcorder. No joke. I'd never thought I'd be able to see the moon with a camcorder. That's nuts. I'm glad I put it on digital zoom as well as optical zoom now. Bloody hell. It just seems to be, it's moving out of shot. Wowee. I mean, the camera's perfectly still. That's moving quite fast. I'm going to see if I can track it a bit. Let's come over. Wowee. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I hope it's coming in crystal clear on the recording. It doesn't look too bad on the viewfinder. Oh, I'm going to be really gentle if I can try and zoom in a bit. Oh, it's so difficult because it's dark. Wow. I see the moon and the moon sees me. Look at that. Gee whiz. Can you believe what you're seeing? I want to see what that bright thing is right in the middle of the shot. What is that thing there? Yeah, I can't zoom in anymore. Wow, look at that. It's weird, isn't it? Well, I don't know if you can hear the stream and the crackling of the fire, but yeah, this is turning out to be a pretty mad overnight camp. Like I say, I've never seen this with a camcorder. I'm sorry if I can keep going on, but I'm a bit shocked, really. I've had a couple of camcorders and cameras before, but no, you never ever saw this. Gee whiz. Imagine if I was filming that in 4K. I suppose I could, but man, that is just going to be a nightmare to bloody upload and all the rest of it. But no, we're 1080p that's pretty nice. But yeah, like I say, the camera is perfectly still, and that moon is just tracking across the sky as we speak. I never thought it would move that quick. Unbelievable. Howdy y'all. It took a long time for that flipping great big thing to burn enough so I can shuffle it all up together. Now we've got a nice centralized controlled fire rather than a great big smouldering thing, which is what it was turning out to be. So yep, everything fine. It's nice and warm here. It's beautiful. What I did do is I put the thermometer right back over there at the way, and I'll have a look at it in a minute to see what the temperature is way away from the fire. But I'm absolutely comfortable. It's beautiful and enjoying this beer as well. And do you know what? Sometimes when you're a little bit tired and you're having a beer, you get a little bit peckish, right? Well, I've come up with something, and yes, in that wrap pack there's biscuits brown, but some of you guys will know what I'm talking about with biscuits brown. Okay, so I've come up with an alternative where you don't get that side effect, if you understand what I'm saying. A lot of you military guys and veterans in the UK would know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, they're not called AB biscuits brown for nothing, if you understand. Right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put that there somewhere safe, because I do not want that falling over. Now in my little Crusader mug, I've got some awesome things to show you. Now this is going to be a shout out to a good friend of mine in America, Ken, K-Jumper1. Dude, if you're watching, you've done a good thing by hitting me up with these cheese spreads. You remember? But these ones have got jalapeno in, baby. They make it much more bearable. The bog standard cheese ones, they're not really a fave. But what I did find was these. So I'm going to show you a bit of a close-up because you're never going to see it from right back over there. The camera's probably about 15 feet away at the moment. So we'll put that there and I'll put the lid on. Just so it's all tidy. Bit of a fan of housework doing all of this because if you don't, it just turns into a freaking nightmare and it ain't no fun. So check this out. Look at these Ritz crackers. But these, I think you get about 9 or 12 or whatever it is in a great big pack. They're very inexpensive. And here's that cheese spread I was telling you about. Yes, MREs. But the thing is, it's freezing cold, so that needs to go in my skyrocket to warm it up a little bit. But these little things here, I really do think these are a game changer out in the field. Seriously, seriously do. A long time ago, you can get these really good bruschettas from, I think it is Lidl. But we haven't got a Lidl up near us. The Aldi ones are okay, but they're usually like the end bits of like French stick, and it's horrible. But these little things here, they're really thin. You've got to be careful. When they break off in freeze, if you can see on there. So what I've been trying out recently, and I'm absolutely head over heels in love with these. It takes me back to the old military days where we'd have biscuits brown with, I think it was chicken spread or something like that. So we get our thing there and we have to move it around and warm it up. But once that's done, trust me, these two as a combo, fan-bloody-tastic. So here's our chili and cheese spread, courtesy of the United States Meals Ready to Eat fun and game pack. So yes, let's get this show on the road. So we're going to tear off a bit on the corner. We're going to get our amazing biscuits there, and they are really, really good. These are guys like Ritz crackers. These are the same, but in a much more easy to use pack. God, blimey, I should have got this a bit warmer. It is cold out here, and these have just been left uncold. In the cold, should I say. Ugh, but I can't be bothered to wait to warm this up. So look at this. Look at this goo coming out of here. So that's probably about ample there. Like that. So what I like to do is bend them all up and make a big squishy mess like that. And then pop it down the hatch and yes sir, happy days. No joke. That little thing I just showed you there, try it. You will not be disappointed. If you like cheese, you like chili, you like Ritz crackers, you won't lose. Oh man. The problem is they're really, really moreish. They're addictive. I'll tell you what, once you've had one, there's no turning back. And in fact, Ken, guess what? After this pack here, I've got 2 left. So I'm gonna have to hit you up and I will pay for however many you can get, because we just can't get jalapeno and cheese spread very easily over here. Well, if we can, they're going to be way expensive, especially to what you guys get over there in the United States. Will kiss my ass. So yeah, these things, oh, I'm not joking, they're so damn bloody good. And yes, washed down with some Hobgoblin Ruby beer. A cheeky little number at 5.2%. And yeah, it's doing its job at here, you know, because it's adding to the chill out bit, if you know what I mean. Oh, it's much needed. Oh my days, this is so much needed. It's so nice to have a good break in the weather, because it's just been rain, wind, rain, lots of wind, and some more rain. Now it's sunshine, no wind or very little, and no rain whatsoever, and clear blue skies this afternoon, and indeed throughout the entirety of this evening. So oh, this is the life. Why spend all that money in a hotel where you can just take your own with you? Epic, really, really good. The only thing this fire needs now is just kicking the ends into its, I don't know, probably about a 3 foot long lump at the end. And then what I try and do is I always go that extra mile to make sure that all of the firewood for the fire for the evening is all being consumed. I don't like to wake up in the morning and find all these great big lumps of charred logs everywhere. Always trying to burn it all up. It just adds to the leave no trace, and you are getting the maximum heat, etc., from all of the effort that you put in earlier. So to me it makes sense, especially on a cold night. I feel another attack of those crackers coming on. I'm not joking you, once you've had one of them, that's it, and there's no stopping you. Luckily, I've brought 3 packs of jalapeno spread and 3 packs of these crackers. And in the crackers, I've had 2. What is there in there? It's hard to see. You get 5 of those in one of these packs. And one of these packs, I think you get, it was either 9 or 12, I can't quite remember. But yeah, very inexpensive and definitely worth taking out in the field, 110%. I'm so glad I found them. I'm chuffed that I tried them, and now they are definitely going to go in a prep box for going out to the field. 110% all the way hype. Definitely, they're that good. And yeah, Biscuits Brown, I think, yeah, they're great, of course they are, but you know what I mean? If you want to be bunged up for a couple of days, be my guest. Move with the times. These things are quite epic. Cheers, everybody. Living a dream. I think the only mistake that I've made on this little trip is not to take a big fat cigar. I took that pipe. It's all right, but man, the pipe's nowhere near, not even in the same league as a quality cigar. Not a chance. But there you go, live and learn. It's meant to be. Always learn by your mistakes and lessons. And that was one there. But like I say, you don't know these things until you try it. Personally, I just think cigars are way better than pipes. Shoot me if you think I'm wrong, but hey ho, that's my opinion and we're all entitled to it, okay? So, all good in the hood here. Right, I'm going to get that fire arranged in a way where I haven't got to keep getting up all the time. So yeah, just a little shout out to you, Ken K Jumper. Dude, them jalapeno cheese breads are the bomb. Thanks, brother, for sending them. I really appreciate it. Wow, this is amazing. I'm not joking, man. This is really, really good for the soul, you know. Seriously good. That fire, I'm still getting plenty of heat from it, believe it or not. This has been going for hours. It's, wow, it's just gone 1:30 in the morning. And yeah, we're still nice and warm. It's amazing. All I've got is t-shirt, norgie, woolly pulley and a smock. That's it. I've got my Special 6 Buffalo there, just sat there laughing at me. Long Johns, they're still in there. Thermal top, still in there. So, all good in the hood. So it's time for nightcap time. Yeah, I really am feeling the urge. And do you know what? I've got this little miniature along a long time ago. I put a bit of kitchen roll in there to stop it wobbling around. And it's just been sat in this little, well, a Glenfiddich, can't remember them days, Glenfiddich 12 tube, but no, Arbalor 10. Arbalor 10, that's my absolute favourite. I've even got Arbalor 12s, but for some reason, I don't know why, I just prefer the 10-year-old. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? No, don't shoot me. So yeah, this is definitely nightcap time. Yes, it's genuine, just broke the seal. Oh, take me home, California. That's so... Damn, that's so good. Now, I had no idea about how good Arbalor 10 was until a real good friend of mine, Stuart, on Instagram, he's called Elmsy Boy, and some of you guys might remember years ago now, I think it's 5 years or whatever it was now, we done a camp together, which was absolutely awesome. We bugged out to Dorking, and we had 24 hours, we had a wicked time, and that was Camp Sierra, whatever it was. But yep, it's on more videos, it's one of the popular ones, it's had loads of views. And Stuart, if you're watching, mate, thank you so much for putting me onto Arbalor 10, because that guy sent me a bottle. The first time I ever tried one, and it's been my favourite ever since. And I've tried many single malts, but no, Arbalor 10. Gesundheit, it's nightcap time. Cheers, everybody. Well, that was a single. There goes the double. One miniature, well spent. Whoa, and it's just like the Ready Breck advert, but on the inside, it's just warming all the way down. All the way down to me coccyx. Absolutely. But yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, once again, Stuart, cheers, buddy, for sending me that bottle, because I've tried so many single malts, and that is by far the smoothest one that I've had. It really is. So yeah, if any of you guys are dabbling with single malts, whether you're new to it or you're an old hat, Arbalor 10, that is thoroughly recommended. So with all of that lovely stuff buzzing around inside me right now, I do believe that I am going to be calling it a night. So seriously, guys, thank you so much for staying all the way to this point in the video. I know it's been a long time, and we got tomorrow to go as well. Excuse me, it's all coming back up. So yeah, wicked. And every single one of you, excuse me, who have subscribed and all the rest of it, I well appreciate that. And also the donations. I mean, the donations, you guys, you hit me up on them donations with that PayPal in the link below. It's awesome. It really is, because it's always out of the blue. It's usually always when we need a lump of money because something gone wrong with the car, blah, blah, blah. And yes, you guys who do that, seriously, you know who you are. And I can't thank you enough for donating outside of the live streams. You guys really do hold it together. And there's a few regulars as well. And what I should have done, I should have wrote the names down, because I've bloody forgotten. But there it goes. Some of you guys who PayPal me donations and stuff, I don't want to read out your full name in case you want to remain anonymous. So, but you know who you are, and I thank you a lot. I seriously mean it. And yeah, I can sit here nice and chilled, knowing that I'm free. I'm free out here. There's no one around. I can do whatever I want, and no one's there to say, you can't do this, you can't do that. Guess what, Jack? I'm doing it, Jack. Absolutely 110% on the money. I'm doing it. And I love it. I really love it out here. Because I say there's no one to bother you, there's no one to whinge or moan or ram their opinion down your throat. There's no traffic noise. It's just a fire, a piece of plastic, and nature. That's all you really need. Bare basics. Food, shelter, someone to sleep. Done. And yeah, I really wish I could find more time to do more things like this, because I genuinely do love it. And I know lots of you, the owls come out, lots of you guys love watching it too. And yeah, some of you regular overnight fans, I'm back again. Oh yeah. And man, can you hear the owls? They're around somewhere. Last time I think me, Roach and Pete turned up here, we camped over there somewhere. And yeah, it was always like the owls were to and fro, and it was wicked. But I think what I'm going to do is in the morning I'm going to have a bloody lay-in, because it's getting late, and by the time I get off to sleep it's going to be about 2:30 by the time I'm proper asleep. And that's if I sleep properly with the owls, the sound of the river, etc. Says Mr. Owl. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.